Morning Exchange with Fred Griffith and Connie Deacon.
Also today, we're going to do a nutrition makeover. We have one of our producers who was a vegetarian, and we thought it was interesting to look and see exactly what she was getting and what she was missing every day. And this can be done also with your diet, and look at it, and you'll be amazed at the things that you are not getting in your diet that you really should be. It's very simple, very easy to do.
For the nutritionally challenged.
Which is all of us.
Also, there is some wonderful news just out. A recent study in one of the major journals of medicine reports that Taxol is very, very efficacious in giving quality of life to women who have ovarian cancer. So we'll look into that as well.
So stay tuned, because it's time for the Morning Exchange. You stay seated. Hey, it's the 18th day of January, if you haven't checked your calendar. And boy, look at that temperature out there, will you?
Everything has melted. It's 53 degrees out there right now.
But don't step out there.
Yeah, lots of breeze.
Windstorm.
Yeah. Be careful going down the street. Some of the cans and garbage things have been blown into the street.
Did they get blown into your car this morning?
No, I made it okay.
Good.
And the chuck hole on 55th Street at Carnegie is filled in now.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so that was
there's
good.
some big ones out there, aren't there, right now?
Swallow a car.
Big potholes.
But that's all right.
Yeah.
So, everything's okay?
Yeah.
Coming along all right?
I was going to show something I forgot. I have to carry this little bag along with me every day when you're holding crutches. Oh, you know what? Can I show one trick? I've had more phone calls about one thing, wanting to know how in the world I was wearing pantyhose on this leg. Can I show them?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's very easy. You just take it, you cut it off, and you stuff it down in there. Okay, I had a lady who called me, especially yesterday after I was wearing black tights. She said, how in the world did you get pantyhose or tights on that leg? It's very easy. You don't have to wear just one side. You take it, you cut it off, you know, about down in this area, and just stuff it in.
But when they take the cast off, you'll have to throw those away.
Yes, well, I would hope so. It's also getting kind of needs mowed down there, Fred. What a mess. Oh, this lady made the nicest thing. She sent me a, I don't know if you can see it, it's a hug. That's sweet. She said she didn't know what to get, so she made me a hug, and I can use this. Very sweet. It was Mrs. Delbert Mann from North Royalton, so thank you very much. Isn't that cute? So I have my hug.
That's great.
Would you like a hug?
Yes. Thank you very much.
Got a hug.
Okay, 578-1000. Let's take the answer to yesterday's question. We'll go right here and see if you know. Hello.
Yes.
Who was it?
Is it Betty Montgomery?
You're right. She's our Attorney General for the state of Ohio.
Yes.
And what's your name and where do you live?
My name is Andrea. I live in Strongsville.
I'm going to put you on hold, Andrea. Thank you very much, and congratulations. We're going to make sure you get a pair of tickets to see the production of Cabaret at the wonderful dinner theater. Carousel down in Akron.
She's going to like that.
All right.
Now, our question about yesterday's show. We were looking at some odd things about brains in the movies. It was quite enlightening, didn't you think?
Yeah, and this person whose name we want tomorrow said that he learned part of his craft by watching movies. He's a fabled neurosurgeon. He watched Frankenstein movies. That's how he learned how to do that.
So the fabled neurosurgeon, as you would say, who was on our show yesterday. Call us up with that answer at the top of tomorrow's show. In just a moment, we're going to, since we've taken the answer to the question here, we're going to clear the lines now, and we're going to start with the Browns questions, or your comments, rather, about what you think is happening with the Browns. We're going to take those when we come back from the weather in just a moment. You see the phone call? You can call us up, 578-1000, or collect. We rarely give that number, 578-0550.
That's a collect number. We'll accept your charges.
Why not?
Mark is in the studio because he is keeping close watch on the flooding situation out there in Eastlake. But Kathy has ventured out, and there are some auditions underway today for some parts in Miss Saigon, which is coming to town. And we'll check in with Kathy right now, and then she'll take a look at the weather.
Good morning, Kathy. How are you? Oops, she's not there. That's how she is. She's not very well, I guess.
Mark is here. Hi, Mark.
Missing in action, but we'll find her. She can't hide from us, can she?
I know that she'll have something for us within, I would say, 20 minutes, don't you think?
We'll get there.
Okay. We want to take some of your comments and questions and just general feelings about this whole Browns thing. We've gotten to the place now where it's starting to get constructive. I think people have stopped demonstrating quite as much as they did and getting quite as angry. Yeah, quite as angry as they were.
Yeah.
And,
did you see that today? I don't know if most of you saw this today. I mean, this is the first picture, you know, there's Modell. To know your thoughts on this and how you think it's all going to shake out here. What do you think is going to happen? Let me go to the lines.
What are you thinking this morning? How do you think they'll resolve it?
Well, good morning, Fred.
Hi.
Good morning, Connie.
Good morning.
I just have a comment.
Okay.
My comment is about, I'm not real excited over the Browns thing because I was wondering why the mayor didn't do all this for the Cleveland Public Schools, you know, raise money and go out of town and all that. That's my comment. Thank you.
Okay.
Have a nice day.
Thank you very much. A lot of people are
Expressing
that kind of a notion.
Yeah.
I guess they look at it as two different things. One not necessarily you can not necessarily tie one to the other.
Yeah. But if you look at it the positive side too, you can say, well, now they've seen you can rally a community, and hopefully then the energies, the type of energies that have been put toward this from this point forward will be put into other things like inner city housing and schools and such.
Well, I think it does show that we can do some things when we get organized.
Okay.
Hi there. Good morning.
Good morning, Connie and Fred. This is Dora from out in Chardon.
Hi,
Hello
Dora.
there.
How's the weather out there?
Oh, it's pretty nice. We see grass on our lawns now.
Good.
No more snow out here.
So what do you make of all this? What's
Well,
happening?
I'll tell you, I've been here for 40 years in Cleveland, and I'm a diehard Steeler fan getting ready for this Super Bowl. But I want you to know that we've been backing these Browns from the beginning, and I'd like them to take it easy on Dan Rooney.
Oh,
You know, because he's backing them too.
Okay.
okay.
Yeah, you're right. Thank you very
All
much.
right, thanks. Let's take another call here. Good morning to you. What do you
good
have
morning.
to say?
Good morning.
Hi.
My name is Dan Ortega.
Hi, Dan.
And my concern is Admodel has got the decision to decide about what he did. But if we're going to look into when the Browns are not doing well, the audience or the people are not watching to see the games. That's why there's no good outcome of the audience. But if they're going to change or make a new stadium, people will come in just like the Jacobs Field and more booster for the Browns because people like the Browns. I love the Browns. I've been here for 10 years.
Do you think we need a brand new stadium? Would you like to see that?
I guess so.
Okay. Thank you very much. And hi there.
Hi. First of all, my question is about David Modell when he was on your show
Yes.
as the guest
Right.
guest host.
Yeah.
How
Remember
can you sit there
me
with a straight
asking
face
him?
saying that he didn't know anything about them moving?
Yes. Well, remember, I asked him point blank, first thing, so tell me about all these rumors we...
The base steroid is a plant from Mexico.
I did not know that. Interesting. Okay, let's take another call here. Good morning.
Good morning. I have a question about surgical menopause. I did have the ovaries out in the uterus at age 27. They put me on 7 years of the hormone Premarin, and it wasn't registering in my body, so they switched me over to Provera and estrogen together, and the blood test showed I'm still not absorbing it. So they told me to quit the Provera, and hopefully the estrase would kick in by itself. And I'm 37 now, and I'll tell you, the surgical menopause is something. I was wondering if there's anything that I could do, because I was basically thrown into it.
Right.
I'll hang up and listen.
Well,
I'm going to give you a phone number in a few minutes. It might be a good opportunity for you to learn and also to be a part of a very major study that's underway.
But this is very common, right? That people have to switch around, that women have to try
Correct.
different things
Correct.
before they can finally settle on something?
correct. I often like to tell my patients that estrogen's not a magic drug, and everyone responds differently to the estrogen. We can often find a route or a way of taking the hormone.
The caller on the line now. Good morning.
Good morning. Hi, Fred, and
Hi.
welcome back, Connie. Hope
Thank
you're
you.
feeling good.
Cheers.
A question for Dr. Peskin. I was wondering, what are the effects or benefits of taking the hormone replacement, other than, of course, the obvious osteoporosis? And I mean, what if you don't feel like you need it? Is it for everyone? I mean, I don't. I have never had it. Any hormone replacement, and I am concerned about it. I don't know if I should be getting that.
All right.
And I'm past 50.
Okay, thanks.
What?
Can this osteoporosis problem be defeated in other ways?
Yes, the osteoporosis with non-estrogen compounds, and recently a new drug has come out that really will revolutionize the way we treat osteoporosis.
That isn't part of this particular study, though?
Not this particular, but there are studies looking at this drug.
Okay. All right, let's take another call here. Good morning.
Hi, are you there?
Good morning. I am 54 years old, and I was on estrogen replacement therapy for 11 years. They put me on it for hot flashes, and it really, really helped. But this fall, I was diagnosed with breast cancer, so I was taken off of it. I would like to know what I can do now for the hot flashes. They have become very severe. And also, what can I do for the calcium or how much calcium should I be taking for prevention of osteoporosis? I'll hang up and listen. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, to start,
Possible linkage between the breast cancer and the therapy that she's been receiving. Has any such connection been documented?
there have got to be 1,000 studies in the literature looking at the relationship between estrogen and breast cancer, and many studies show there's no relationship. Some studies show, in fact, there's a decreased, although most of us in the field believe there may be.
Morning, go ahead.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, I'm 44, and I was diagnosed last Thursday as a candidate for this estrogen. I started my first pill on Saturday, a Primpro, and I was wondering how soon this is going to start relieving the symptoms of hot flashes and headaches.
Okay.
Well, hot flashes, sure if headaches are a menopausal sign or symptom. Headaches are very common. They're certainly not directly related to estrogen loss.
Just tell them more about the study here. We're bringing up the phone number, 844-8787. You say you're looking for a few good women. Correct. Tell us about what you're looking for exactly, what categories, and a little bit so that folks will know what they might be calling about.
We're looking for women who, as I said earlier, who haven't had a period for 6 months to a year, haven't got other contraindications to being on hormones, or if they would just call this number, we certainly will talk to them and screen them and get them involved in the healthcare system.
How long would they be signing up for if they agree to be part of the study? Is it a year? Or?
The studies run generally between 3 months and a year. The study that I mentioned earlier is for a year, and during that time they'll have mammograms, physician examinations, breast examinations.
The important thing is you'll be learning a lot about yourself, number one, and number two, you'll be helping others understand the phenomenon a little better, right?
Correct.
Thank you very much, Dr. Peskin. It's good to have you here.
Thank you.
I can excuse you and you can blast out of here, Doctor. Or you can go in here. We'll let you use our phone. Thank you very much. Take this off. He has to go. And
when you gotta go, you gotta go.
You gotta go. All right, let's check in with Mark, who's at the boat show.
Well, we're going to be talking about UFOs in a moment, and Linda Hirsch is back,
right.
So we'll talk about
back
that in a
from
moment.
London. She went to see the Queen, I'll bet. Here's
Sure.
Mark. Ready?
Cosmic Voyage.
Courtney Brown is here. He has a PhD in political science, but he's been spending a fair amount of his professional time taking a look at extraterrestrials. And it's nice to have him here this week.
In being able to find out information about the extraterrestrials, the UFOs, where they come from, things like that. And Cosmic Voyage is an attempt to put it all together in a major attempt to disseminate this information.
So folks understand here where you come from.
Like that. They invested $20 million. You may say that's a lot, but on government it means that's pocket change. They invested $20 million at Stanford Research Institute, now called SRI International. It was part of Stanford University. Very intelligence folks. Now be very clear about this. Everyone says the CIA was involved in psychic spies and stuff like that. Very minor role. It's not the CIA. Eliminated. It's the DIA. No one ever hears about it. The Defense Intelligence Agency. They are the ones who funneled in this money, millions of dollars paid for by taxpayers, in order to come up with a extremely, stunningly accurate remote viewing technology where a person can sit down with paper in a closed room and start doing things and get extremely accurate descriptions, perceptions of all the 5 senses of what's going on at any other place on the planet. This is the technology I was professionalized in. This by the military people. I had to be professionalized by the ex-military, upwards towards the stars.
So we're talking about scientific remote viewing. Is that
scientific remote viewing is the new terminology for it. It's been called different things by different people. Originally in the military, it was and still is called coordinate remote viewing.
Is this something anyone could do? Could Fred and I sit here and you could teach us in your terms and how to?
You know, this in order for me to actually come out with all of these findings. So now there actually is an institute called the Farsight, one word, F-A-R-S-I-G-H-T, like seeing far, Institute in Atlanta, where we're professionalizing and teaching people how to do this. We even have medical doctors. You had a medical doctor on your show just a little while ago. We have medical doctors in hospital settings using the space shuttle or any other interplanetary probe. Why? Because every time they were doing it, an ET ship would fly through it, try to grab our attention. They've been trying to get us to recognize them. The problem is there's some type of rule amongst them, and in so doing, we've come up with the second most important discovery besides the ETs. This is why they didn't land on the White House lawn. We discover that we're composite beings. Composite, two things merged together. We now have the first absolute proof positive, no ambiguity about it, done in the university setting under extremely controlled laboratory settings, that the soul yourself, I call it the subspace aspect. Some people may call it the unconscious. Other people may call it the soul. This is all the same thing. To perceive things And the discovery that was made was a way to get that information and not have it distorted by the conscious mind that has imagination and other things, but to get the information that's being perceived by the soul, which is as real now as the physical body. We know this absolutely now. And to get it onto a piece of paper, to be analyzed, to be able to perceive things. I should perhaps tell you some of the amazing things that you can perceive, but I'll do that in a moment.
Quick break, and we'll be right back. Courtney Brown is here today.
Yes. You were telling us about the obvious question that most people want to know is, okay, if you say there are these extraterrestrials and such, are they here?
Okay.
Are they?
Now, Grays, it's very important to understand. John Mack, the MD, professor of psychiatry, founder of his department at Harvard in psychiatry, and also Pulitzer Prize winners, over a year and a half, Harvard finally closed the book and said, this is academic freedom. He's free to publish what he wants. But it was nip and tuck, lawyers all over the place. This book, if people are thinking, I'm just doing this for the money, that book is trouble for me. It's not money for me. It's trouble for me. I'm doing this risking my entire professional reputation that I spent 20 years to develop because I'm a scientist.
Are these palpable beings? That is to say, if one were here, could we say, put him on a scale and see how much he weighs?
Yeah, they're solid. But you see, the level of technology that the Greys have is extremely advanced. These military people have been telling me things that's just amazing. But advanced ETs are basically self-realized. That means they have a basic understanding that they're physical beings and a subspace or a soul inside. And for us, we're still at the baby level of being able to say, look, do we really have a soul? Our science is so bizarre. You have scientists that will on Monday through Friday say there's no evidence of telepathy, no evidence of ESP, no evidence of anything. And on one day a week, they'll march with their entire family down to a place of worship and talk telepathically to at least one or more non-physical beings. They're nuts. We have to circumvent the scientific community for a short while they get up to speed. The reality is that the Greys are so advanced, they understand technologically all the physics involved of the soul and the body interconnection. And this is one of the reasons why we had to approach the extraterrestrials through consciousness rather than have them just land on the White House lawn. That would have re-emphasized to us.
Go ahead.
Good morning. How's everybody?
Good morning to you.
Good. And what's your question, please?
Yeah, my name is Ed, and I'm retired Army aviation. I spent 26 years and flying around for many years. I've seen some of the things that are really strange. Needless to say, we have to report through the military channels and that, but Uncle Sam's always blowing it off, Courtney.
Yeah,
Can you tell us why they keep wanting to blow it off? Why don't they just bring it out in public?
Good question, Ed. Look, this is it. Since 1947, since Truman has said, I'm not going on the air with that. I'm not saying anything until you come up with something better for me to say. The good news about cosmic voyages, we now know the better thing to say. The great news about cosmic voyages, now that we know the ETs, I mean, really, we know they're friendly. It's a they're not acting as invaders. They're acting as midwives. They're trying to get us to be born into understanding that we're part of a community of worlds.
One more call here. Hi, go ahead.
Hi, I have a form of ESP where if someone's calling, I will know exactly who that person is, and I'll say hi to that person, like, hi, Chris, and I would like to know, my grandmother was like that, I have that, I'd like to know, how could I get more advanced in what you're talking about? Is there the only place, is it in Atlanta? Is there another place around here?
The only place, and actually, you know, the only...
What Mark has for us, he's out at the boat show.
Let's see what he may have contacted out there. Hello there, Mark. Does something look different to you?
I had to be here to say hi and welcome home. Did you see the Queen? That's what I wanted to know.
The Queen's got a lot of friends. This is like very bizarre. The guy last. She's been through so many marriages, so many relationships. It's not. It's like
she's only been married once, hasn't she?
And engaged about 5 times.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's like getting married to Victor Newman on Young and Restless. The staying potential
is not there.
Is not there. I'm sorry, you know, Julia.
I thought you were going to say Alfred E. Newman.
So you've been in London, and have you been to Paris?
Went to Paris.
You went to Paris too?
Yes, took the Channel.
What was that like?
It's like nothing. You're on this dynasty. They call it Dynasty. That was big. Dynasty was big. Dynasty. What are they watching now? They like Seinfeld a lot. They don't quite get all the humor, but they get Seinfeld, and they get Jay Leno twice in one evening, and they get parts of Good Morning America. I mean, it's very, if you have Sky Channel, and they have 4 or 5 soap operas that are like 2 or 3 years later.
Do they air our soaps at all?
Yeah, Another World, Days of Our Lives, Guiding Light, and As the World Turns, but they're 2 or 3 years. So they do things like that. I love the people.
What's that?
I love the people.
Oh, yes?
People,
Did you have a great time?
Yeah.
How did they treat you?
Oh, you know how we're enchanted by their accent?
Yes.
They love our accent. But they all ask the same question.
What?
Well,
Did you bring your pistol with you? No, I don't.
Well,
no, not on this trip.
I have to leap back a minute. What did Fergie spend the $6 million on? I mean,
well,
what did she get for her
she
money?
skis a lot.
She skis a lot, and
$6 million worth.
Well,
she's a kind person. Everybody who worked on her charity for children, she gave them a keychain. No, she gave them a keychain, which would be each other this year, Fred. That's why we're not going bankrupt.
Well, I understand she's bringing out a book about a steam shovel or something.
Oh no, it's out. Budgie the helicopter.
Oh, it's out.
Yeah, what you think? I mean, have you shown? I mean,
do my children have that book?
Yeah.
No.
Would they be interested in it?
Probably not.
Oh, there you go. That's her problem.
But then that's why she's in trouble. If we'd all buy her books, she'd be fine.
But we think she's going to get back with Andy.
Who's we?
Well, the people in the gossip business think this will, because she wants Beatrice and the other young child, the other little girl taken care of. So that's a good way to do it.
Did you feel deprived since you were abroad and you couldn't watch the daily dramas? You could see them. You already saw the ones 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So are you just like speeding real fast through your tapes?
I kind of made I look
all caught up now, right?
I'm all caught up now.
Okay.
I do that and saw the Golden. Yeah, I'll do that, and then we'll talk about the Golden Globes.
Do the big Z.
Yeah.
The big Z.
All right. Well, let's go through for those of you who need to get caught up on your soaps. How about All My Children? What's happening?
All My Children, please quit his job at the TV station because she feels that this marriage is in big trouble. Ted is loving being a talk show host, and just so he doesn't want to give this up, he goes, I don't think so. So there's trouble in the Tad-Dixie marriage, with Katie McLean probably leaving in spring.
Okay, how about Another World?
On As the World Turns.
Asnoff Construction Company starts with Cal or Izzy, who knows?
How about The Bees?
Bold and Beautiful. It's actually a storyline. I'm so happy.
Is this the one about the...
Retested to see if Bridget is Eric's child or Bridget's child. Mike is now working in the hospital, so he may change the tests again. So the wedding is called off for a while. Also, Sly decides he wants to marry Jessica for her money and fool around with her bankruptcy, and she asks Lauren, so Macy says, no, let's have Lauren be our fashion designer, and Lauren decides to stay, at this point, with Eric for some reason.
All right, okay, how about then The City?
Have to deal with Kayla's prospective adopted parents, but finally she realizes that she's holding on too tightly. Tony tries to deal with the fact that Steffi has left him and has also given birth to her child. He's not doing well with that. And Sydney will finally tell Nick that Jared is in fact just a jar of ashes on her shelf, that he's no longer alive. Well, that's what the local firm now has Alan Michael hostage and Lucy hostage. Brent and Alan Michael come face to face. There is a shooting, but it's another hostage that he takes, gets shot. I don't think it's anybody important. In the end, Brent's going to be dead.
All right.
That's all.